Miss Lade peeped through the window, and there was Mama Aluma inside the room on a sewing machine with several short hands with no head assisting her sewing a customer's clothes. She couldn't believe her eyes. She fell to the ground and she fainted. "Who is that? Someone have seen me. Someone have seen me," said Mama Aluma. She was confused on what next to do. She came outside and she saw that it was Miss Lade. She laughed out loud. "No one can ever discover my secret and go scot-free." She took her spirit in and she was gone. The next morning, everyone continued their daily routine, but something was strange. Miss Lade was nowhere to be found. They all assumed that she had traveled or gone somewhere because that's what she normally does. Days turned to weeks and weeks turned to months, and suddenly Miss Lade was forgotten. Everyone continued their daily routine. Mama Aluma became very famous in the village. Everyone in the village praised her. In a twinkling of an eye, Mama Aluma opened a very big shop in the village, and all the villagers gathered to celebrate her. Even after getting a shop, Mama Aluma was never seen sewing in the day. At night, she sewed, but sounds of sewing machine was never heard when she sewed at night. Mama Aluma was known for her dedication to God's word. She held high positions in the house of God. She was a minister in church. But at night, she was a worker for the devil. She sold with spirits in her shop, and this was never known to any of the villagers. She was a cheerful giver, a loyalty member, and was very respected in the village. She won another award as Best Fashion Designer in the village at the end of year festival. And this made the other tailors really angry. Who does she think she is? They muttered to themselves, but they couldn't do anything about it. She was winning, and the rest was left behind. A princess from another village heard of Mama Aluma and her work, and she was really impressed. She came to her with a contract for her upcoming wedding. She was assigned to sew different dresses for 20 girls in the village. She took measurements of them all that day and they left. At night, she started sewing, but no sound was heard. The next morning, she called all the girls and the princess that their dress was ready. They were shocked and surprised. How can a woman sew dresses for 20 women in a day? They were amazed and they praised her for her hard work. But two of the ladies never believed. They suspected something was off. The next morning, these two ladies were nowhere to be found. They sent town crier to search around for her, but they couldn't find her. Forest guards were sent around the village forest, but they were nowhere to be found. Life continued in the village of Atari, and these girls were forgotten. Mama Aluma opened another shop, and this time around, it was way bigger than the first one. This amazed the villagers, and they gathered again to celebrate her. Several young girls pleaded with Mama Aluma to become her apprentice, but she always disagreed with them. Finally, she accepted two young girls to learn from her. She taught them how to sew, but she never allowed them to use a machine. She had a personal machine which she never allowed them to touch. Then one fateful evening, one of the girls sneaked into her house and hid under the bed till nightfall. She was like on a mission to discover Mama Aluma's secret. Night came and Mama Aluma was seen talking with spirits, moving with spirits and appeasing a god. The young girl, being frightened, ran out quietly and went home. The next morning came and people were seen moving on with their daily routine. This young girl came to her mother and explained everything she saw. The mother gathered all the village women and Mama Aluma's secret was revealed. They ran to Mama Aluma's store, but she was nowhere to be found. Her store has disappeared, leaving alone some machine and some pieces of cloth on the ground. They were furious. So who has been sewing our clothes? They ran to her house, but her house was nowhere to be found. She was gone.